The internet's most controversial streamer has finally went too far. Hello you gorgeous donut. Today we're going to be discussing the deserved downfall of Jack Doherty. We're going to talk about who this guy is, first of all, how he rose to fame, how he basically became a millionaire overnight, how he gained a reputation for being possibly the worst man on the internet, and later in this video we're going to discuss all of the controversies that Jack has been through, and trust me, they get worse as we go on, leading to his very recent controversy where he has finally been arrested for his stunt. Genuinely, this video is mad. Get comfy, we're going in. So Jack Doherty originally launched his YouTube channel in 2016. His first ever video was called Mark a Flip twice in a row, so you can imagine like the age of him at this point. To be fair, I could upload this today and still have fun. See, like, if he went into school the next day and all the kids had put this on the computer screens, I'd be like, yeah, I can see the vision here. Like, he dabbed after flipping a pen. I understand. Why did I get that in college? For making these sorts of videos. That is pretty cool, to be fair. Also, you can tell that obviously he's in school here, so he definitely grew up watching YouTube and wanted to be a YouTuber himself. Now, after he posted this video, he actually got 100 subscribers pretty quickly. And it seemed like Jack's brain was basically built for growing on YouTube. As in 2017, he would have his most viral video yet, called I Flipped All of These, so he was basically taken from the success of his first ever video. This is so, like, strange, but also kind of wholesome. Could you imagine this was your son? You're just like, hey, what you doing in there, Jack? Oh, nothing. Definitely not anything weird. I'm nothing, Mom. Just flipping things. That's all. Now, this video actually got 30 million views and obviously kind of made him viral overnight. Was there really 30 million people watching that going, whoa, oh my God, this guy's like the flip king? And he would carry on doing this same niche, which would gain him like thousands of subscribers. Bearing in mind, I think he was only like 12 years old at this point, which I feel like is going to alter your mind a lot. Like all of these people knowing who you are 12 years old, that must be absolute hell. I can't believe his parents allowed him to post these knowing how many people were watching. Having this platform, Jack would kind of alternate his content going more into like pranks and kind of embarrassing, I guess, the public for content, and that basically gained him the reputation of people thinking that he's a knob. And he would take this one step further when he would actually start live streaming and basically just messing with the public for his own gain.
Ooh, play a fish like cod or something.
Ooh, I might take a fucking try.
I like ordered 3 plays. I was like, you want money? Dude, Scott, you're a serial.
Is that not a bit strange? Like, I don't know how I would react in that situation. But if a random bloke just came over to my food and started eating it when I didn't know who he was, I would like to think that I would have something to say about that. I'd be like, oh, get your bloody mittens off my fries right now. They're loaded fries, thank you very much. Paid an extra £2 for them. Get off.
I can't hit? I can't hit. You want to see me break another thing? On God, I've been taking you out to dinners for months. I've been taking you out to dinners for months, and you haven't let me hit once. I've had it. No, I've literally had it. Like, how much more do I have to spend on you to let me hit? Actually, I have to keep tapping that.
That's how it works, right, guys, right? If you spend a certain amount of money, that allows you to be able to sleep with the person you want to sleep with. We all know that's the rules. Obviously not. What, is there just an invisible barrier? I've hit the barrier now. Okay. Now it's my turn. All them meals that I ate at also, that was all for you. I was eating that amazing food for you. For this to happen right now. We love a gaslighting king over here. We do. He would also do a lot of weird things as well. Like this where he's got like an animal, obviously in the passenger seat, and I always kind of feel weird about these videos because the animal shouldn't really be in the car. Like you see these videos all the time, a lot of the times from like rappers and stuff. I always just feel bad for the animal because obviously they're just looking around and these people are kind of just using the animal. It doesn't really know what's going on. I know they're very smart, but how is it meant to recognize that it's in, what is this, like a G-Wagon or something? I always just feel bad for them. But the more content that Jack was posting on stream, the more you realize that he didn't actually care about what other people think, or he doesn't care about other people or just animals in general. A lot of the time when he would do something to someone in public, he would often just hide behind his bodyguards that he hired because now he's got a lot of money. So then he can't like face the repercussions for the actions that he's doing on people. I remember this clip.
Little pal, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah.
He's just kind of like a walking ick. If someone said to me, sorry, Cam, what does ick mean? I would just show them a photo of this guy and be like, just examine this. Just whatever this is it. I'm unsure why Jack like adopted this as his personality. I'm not sure if in school, because he did YouTube, he was possibly kind of, he wasn't that cool. So now he feels like he's cool and he can just kind of mess with people because people might have messed with him when he was younger. I have got no idea. I'm trying to see this from his perspective. I'm probably being more empathetic than he probably deserves.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
It's you. Oh, hell no.
Was that like 20 minutes ago?
He got his hood and a beanie on. Oh, hell no.
He's by himself.
It's 80 degrees out. Hell no.
Like, the guy didn't even say anything. He just went, oh, hell no. Like, he was just surprised who it was. And they just started mocking him for being alone. He might have just finished work. Oh, hey, he might have just wanted to go out by himself. There's nothing wrong with that. I used to do that all the time.
No, you won't. What you gonna do?
Respect.
What you gonna do?
You always want to control security guard.
What you gonna do?
You always want to control security guard.
What you gonna do?
Respect.
Like blunts behind your ear, bro?
These ain't blunts. Come on, you ain't from nowhere, bro.
Like, how can you take the out of someone? Someone comes to your face to confront you about that, and then your security guard goes, mate, can you like off, you weirdo? It's like he's the weirdo. It's him. He started it. Why'd you have to be so tall? That's not fair. God, if it wasn't for you meddling security guards right now. He kind of reminds me of, Flushed Away. Where like the mob boss in that is like small and he has like his big henchmen who protect him. It's kind of similar to that. He kind of gives me like Plankton vibes from SpongeBob.
Not so fast, little bro. Not so fast, little bro. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I know people call this rage bait, but it's just not rage bait. It's just being a knob. Like, it's not bait. You're just being a knob and people are kind of angry at you for being a knob. That's not rage bait. Because there's no joke in it. You're just being a weirdo. It's got to the point where people have actually tried to jump Jack Doherty where they think his security guard's not with them.
Is that Jack Doherty lacking with no security? With his whole family, no security?
When? Whoa. Did he come from? Just spawned him in. He looks very angry as well. He's wore his angry pants today. Would not want to mess with him. That is one phrase I think is hilarious that people say is caught lacking. Like, how is you just having a meal with your family? How is that you caught lacking? Oh, you're having a meal with your family? Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't catch me caught lacking like that. Like, that sounds amazing in a Geordie accent. Caught lacking like that. Like, sounds like the start of like an Eminem verse or something. Now, you would think the footage we've just seen is possibly the most controversial thing that Jack Doherty has done, but trust me, you have not even seen 1% of what this man is capable of. Now, one of the first things people started kind of examining about Jack after his content started to go viral was like, how does this guy make money? Like, what is his money maker to be able to afford the luxury cars he shows off, the big houses he lives in? But one of his main fundings is actually his business, where he manages OF girls. So he basically scouts these girls off Instagram and he basically puts them in his house, manages them and transforms them into like OF girls, and then he takes a large percentage of what they earn. Obviously all of these women can make their own choices and if they want to do it, they can do it, but it is kind of odd that these girls weren't doing it before, and then as soon as they meet with him, he's probably convinced them to be like, look, you can make loads of money. But he's not actually doing it to help these girls. He's doing it because he knows that he gets a percentage of them. And even, possibly persuading your own girlfriend to get into it. It just like, I just couldn't, for me, I would just feel weird doing that. And I would feel like a pimp. And again, it's kind of the classic case of like, even though girls are kind of having their own businesses, doing OF and doing this, it's still a guy who's kind of like creaming off the top. That's not the best word to use. Not in this scenario. Do you know what I mean though? Like kind of just taking advantage of the fact that they need money. Now, after people discovered this about Jack, they actually started to pay a lot more closer attention to some of the other weird stuff he was doing. There was this time where he turned up to David Dobrik's Halloween party, first off filming and streaming live without asking David's permission, which I know David Dobrik isn't the most respected person now, but that's still weird to do at someone's party, especially where people haven't consented to being filmed.
Hi, how are you? How you doing? How's everything? Good. Very nice day. Thank you. I left mine upstairs. Have a chair. Nice to see you. Hi, we're live on shit. What? How? Live. Oh, get the out. Hi, kid. How are you? Are you gonna camp? Know what's happening? How old are you? 20. Oh, okay. 20. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, nice to see you. you. Have fun.
As soon as he's like, yeah, I'm 20, not old enough to drink, I'm 20. David Dobrik is like, okay, I'll see you later, bye-bye. Not getting myself involved with any more controversy. Could you imagine you turned up to, like, you know, someone's party who you're not that close with, you're literally meeting them on that day, and you're live streaming it? It's just weird. I know that's his job, but I don't know, if someone did this at a party that I had, I would be like, no, can you stop streaming? Like, this is weird. I don't want to be on stream right now. Now, Jack would actually be confronted by many people that were at this party saying, look, I don't want to be on camera right now. Could you please not live stream this? And this would lead to Corinna Kopf, who is a huge influencer and also a close friend of David Dobrik, like actually confronting him to his face about streaming, which then led to her friend getting punched by Jack's security guard out of nothing. I remember this at the time going absolutely viral. Oh, I'm gonna have to blur that. I don't actually think I could show that. He fully just goes for him.
Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one, what's up?
I also think it's weird to bring your own security guard to an event where everyone else does the same job as you and they haven't brought security guards. Like, are you that much of a bellend that people are going to try and jump you at this? Now, because of this punch, Jack himself would actually get sued for this under the terms assault and battery. Apparently, Jack said, we're going to fight, us two versus you two, or I go, which lines up with the YouTube clip, and moments later, this is where the guy punched him. So he basically, you could say, incited the violence, basically. This is why he was getting sued for it. Now, you would think after this controversy you would kind of chill out a bit, but Jack was like full steam ahead. This is the way to go. I think it's because all he cares about is just raising his numbers, getting more impressions, getting more and more famous, and it doesn't kind of matter how he achieves this. As only a little while later he would be in more controversy for crashing his McLaren. Now you can see here, like, this is a very real crash. He's in the car right now and people are trying to get him out. And again, first thought, I'm thinking, why are you filming right now? You've just had nearly like a life-ending altercation there where you could have died, and your first thought is to get the live stream up and running. Like, what are you doing? Surely at this point, your safety and your well-being is more of a priority than making sure you get the clip. I think this clip alone tells you all you need to know about this guy's priorities and what he's willing to do to become famous.
Oh, no, my car, bro.
Vamos,
Oh.
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Dude, my car. Holy shit. No.
Jesus. That's like fully gone.
Bro.
It's so funny how, like, kind of fake everything this guy does is. He's like, whoa, you killing me, bro. 2 seconds, I need to wipe the lens, just make sure they get this. There. Oh, what the fuck? I forgot that I just crashed it. I remember at the time, before I actually seen the state of the car, thinking that this was fake just because the amount of content he was publishing about it. Now, what made this even worse is his cameraman was actually seriously injured in this. There's a photo that I found. You can see his head is cracked open. Like, his eye looks really cloudy there as well. Like, he's basically really badly injured there. And during all of the clips Jack was taking, it was almost like he just didn't care about his cameraman. He was just kind of bothered about making the best content around this. And what made this even more sinister is the moments leading up to this, Jack was actually on his phone.
No!
Like, the car in the right-hand lane was so close to him there. So close. Driving a rear-wheel car in, especially like a supercar, like a McLaren, in weather like that, you've got to be concentrating so much, even especially at high speeds. Now, this actually led to Kick, the streaming platform that he always streams on, banning him from the platform temporarily until all the controversy died down. Then they were like, you can come back because we'll make a lot of money from you, you see. Now, again, you're probably thinking, that's the worst thing that Jack Doherty's done. You're wrong. It's not even like 5%, man. Another terrible thing that was happening to Jack was he was constantly getting robbed, and again his first thought was to just, you know, pull the live stream up because, again, something bad happening to him is only a good thing for his career.
Guys, I just got robbed on Rodeo Drive for $300,000 worth of my diamond chains. Pretty cooked. So funny, yeah. But
do you know, I never ever like to see people get robbed and things they've worked hard for just being stolen from them by people who, you know, haven't worked for them. It's awful. It's one of the worst things ever. But a little bit of me kind of feels a little bit of justice for this happening. Is that bad? When I saw this, I was like, yeah, okay, this is a great start to my day. First clip I see you when I wake up. Yeah, you know what? I feel like I can seize the day today.
I just robbed me. They took both my chains, bro.
No fucking way.
Dog. Dig, what the f, bro?
They had their guns.
Where's yours?
I love that, right? Oh, security guard, why didn't you do anything? He had a gun. Oh, well, where's your gun? Surely you want to get into a shootout over the thing that I put over my neck. Oh, I literally pay you minimum wage for this. Why aren't you risking your life for it? Yeah, honestly, if I was a security guard for someone and someone pulled a gun out on me, I'd be like, you know what? This is just not worth it. Like, I've got a family and stuff. I'm just gonna... Sorry, you're on your own here. This is too... You're out of my pay bracket now. Now, moving on. Somebody that has been through all of these moments with Jack is a woman called McKinley Richardson. She was Jack's long-standing partner. Basically, kind of been through thick and thin with him. She was the girl that he referenced in the clip who didn't do OF before meeting him and then later went on to do it and earn a lot of money. Now, them two had a very toxic relationship and we are going to see some clips from the relationship. But before we see that, I just want to talk about the recent podcast that McKinley did, as they've now recently broken up. And I think she's kind of sat with her thoughts a little bit since the breakup and she's realised how abusive Jack was to her. She went on an influencer called Camilla's podcast to basically just release all this information.
I was on my period. That was his week of getting head, and like I needed to do that every day, even if I felt like shit. And you know, if I didn't want to do something at a certain point, it was like I kind of had to, because he would say that, you know, if I'm not willing to do that, he would go find it somewhere else. And what's the point of, like, you know, being with me if I'm not able to give and, you know, give him what he needs?
Yeah. Totally wasn't the best. I told you, you know, comparing him with Jack the Ripper was closer than you think. So whenever she was on her period, that was his opportunity to be like, well, you know, there's still other options. That's nice, Jack. That's a lovely thing to say to your girlfriend. Also saying, like, what's the point in having you around if you're not pleasuring me in that way? That is also a really kind thing to say. What a stand-up guy. That's actually really, like, can you imagine the wonders that would do for McKinley's confidence on a reel? That must have made her feel so loved at that moment. And I think this definitely shows, on top of the other clips we've seen, how everyone in Jack's life is kind of transactional and he's using them for some reason. He makes out as if he's the good guy, as if he's giving them a platform. He's the guy making them loads of money. But he never does something out the kindness of his heart. There's always a reason for it, and the reason is normally for the better of him.
Sticking his finger in my face this close and saying, "You stupid." And I looked at him and I was like, we're done. Like, I'm done. And I got up, I started walking, and that's when he put his hands on me. For the first time ever, he was grabbing onto me, not letting me leave the room. He grabbed me by my arms, he sat me down on the bed, made me sit on his lap. I was trying to get away from him. I was like, get away from me. Like, you just said this to me, and now you're saying, baby, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you change like this. It's scary. It was scary as and there's a certain like look in his eyes. I'll never forget it. And when he would get this angry, because not only this night was the start of it, and then it continued, and then it got worse.
Now, what I think is even more sinister about this, you know, just listening to McKinley talk about her experience with him, is it seems like Jack gets the people in his life to rely on him for everything. So, as we've seen him talk about, like, these girls he says are able to be in this position because of him. He controls their finances. So, basically, he makes it hard for you to leave him. He basically controls you so much that even when he treats you terribly, you kind of have to, in your own mind, think, well, I'm going to lose my job. Like, if I leave him, like, is it worth, should I just stick up? Like, you're going to be having this mental warfare, which is just horrific and so toxic.
I ordered the pregnancy test, I took it, and it was positive. And in that moment, I realized, like, wow, like, not only, you know, I wasn't preparing myself for this, but with where we're at in our relationship and how I feel and like how he treats me, like, that's all that came to my mind. It was no happy thoughts at all. I go downstairs and Jack is outside, and I was like, Jack, I need to talk to you. And I told him, and he didn't seem surprised whatsoever. He was like, W.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh there. Just his reply was W, right? W's in the chat. Everybody, right, let's run this up. W. He actually said that, like, in person. Like, he actually said W. Wow. That might be the worst thing he's ever done.
For the fact that we were going to make the most money we have ever made in our lives. It wasn't because he was excited to have a baby with me and have a family and start a new era of our life. It was oh my gosh, we're gonna start a family YouTube channel and you're going to make so much money when you're pregnant and you have a pregnant belly. And I remember looking at him and I was like, Jack, you do not realize if this is happening, I'm done. I'm not doing OnlyFans. I'm not doing that. And I don't want to be on social media, and we need to change our life. What he does for a living, like he streams, he's always in chaos. I was like, there needs to be some sort of lifestyle change. Like, I don't know if you're ready for that. And he was like, it doesn't have to be a lifestyle change. Like, people have babies when they're broke. Like, we're good. Like,
there doesn't have to be a lifestyle change. Like, people have babies when they're broke. Why can't I go out and be an absolute menace in public? Those two are the same thing. Now, a lot of people have been commenting that she's only kind of coming out with this because she's now broken up with Jack. And, you know, that might be a reason why she's doing it, because she now feels comfortable to come out. But you can tell that she's been so sincere, and the emotion she's putting into this, she's definitely, like, I don't for one second think any of this is made up. I honestly just believe her. The fact the stories are so specific and the horrific things she's been through, you can tell it on her face, man. It's also really sad that, you know, when she got pregnant, which is, you know, meant to be an amazing thing, you know, people just wish that they, you know, some people, like, all they want in their life is to be pregnant. And she had that, and she just was like, this is the worst thing ever because of the person that I'm with. That is a really, really dark place to be in.
he literally, I could feel the spit come off of his mouth because of how close he was to my face, screaming in my ear. And he pushes me as hard as he can into the wall. And I caught myself in my arm, which I have a picture of the bruise from the day after. He pushes me, and I caught myself, and he told me, he was like, oh, you flopped. He's like, stop flopping.
You flopped? Does this guy just constantly, like, he's just like a soundboard of just weird words that I never hear people say in public. You push someone as hard as you can, you go, what, you flopped? You literally flopped in 4K. What? The more you hear from McKinley what type of person Jack is and the stuff he does, the more you realise that he's just a horrific, like, bully. He's just a bully. He's obviously, like, a small guy who, for some reason, has a huge chip on his shoulder and thinks that he's better than everyone, and he has to prove it, and he has to control everyone. He's just such a toxic person, and you know, in these videos, I often try and, you know, see it from this person's point of view and do this. There is nothing that can show me that Jack is a nice person. Just because you give people money, or just because you help people make millions of pounds, doesn't mean you're a nice person, because everything in his life is directed around money. It's not for making someone happier. It's just, how can I make as much money off these people? And when they no longer compute with what I'm telling them, that's where I start being nasty. Like, there's people in the comments saying, go to cops, make a podcast. It's like, have you not seen? We're going to see how she actually has got the police involved multiple times. Now, she's probably exhausted that option, because a lot of the times people go to the police about these sort of things and nothing ever happens. I do find it weird when people can watch a clip like this and feel no empathy for the person talking about it. All they feel like they need to do is defend someone that doesn't even know they exist. And it makes you think, like, has that person who was defending them in the comments possibly done something similar and is trying to kind of speak from a place of insecurity? Now, this podcast went even deeper, where McKinley opened up about how she'd been essayed, not by Jack, I want to make clear, but by Jack's friend who he invited over. This happened when she was in the bed with Jack, who was drunk, and also Jack's friend was in the bed also.
And I just remember waking up and his hand was in my pants. I was in the middle of him and Jack. And I just felt so violated and scared. Like, I had never been through a situation like that ever. And not knowing who it was, like, I just woke up to a dark figure in the room next to me, laying in bed with his hands in my pants. I woke up freaking out. I pushed him away from me, and I'm like trying to tap Jack, and I'm like, Jack, and he's drunk as shit. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm pushing this guy off of me, and he doesn't care. I turned to the side, like, closer to Jack, and I'm like trying to tap him. I'm basically on top of Jack in his back, and he just is saying, I'm gonna f you right now. And I woke him up, and Jack woke up, and he was like, I was like, get him out of here. Like, I don't know what to do. And he's trying to hump me from the back while I'm talking to Jack, and Jack is awake. And Jack is like, bro, get out of here. Like, what are you doing? Go. And he was like, I don't give a f***ing her right now.
So even though, you know, Jack isn't the one doing this. It's still just the fact she's in this kind of environment and situation where these people feel like they can take advantage of these girls. It's honestly horrific, and you can see she's bawling as she's telling this story. You know, it's hard to, like, I don't understand how someone can watch that and not feel empathetic towards her, because this girl has received so much hate coming forward about Jack. Obviously there's been a lot of people in support, but there's still a lot of hate towards her, and it's shocking. It really is just shocking. Now I do want to have a look at some clips of when they were together, just to kind of, you know, back up that the way that Jack used to speak to her was very, very derogatory, just not very nice.
I'm the only one here working! I'm the only one here working! Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I do! Because I have bills every month! I have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars every fucking month, and it's fucking stressful! And you understand how it feels in my position? I don't want to fucking stream right now! I fucking don't! It drives me insane! I streamed 150 hours last month, and it's a side thing. I don't even, that's not even my main thing! And I have to deal with everyone around me fucking 24/7 to make my life harder after I hand them everything. I hand everybody everything and do everything for everybody. You guys even don't have to book a single thing. I do everything. I do everything and get treated like shit. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Now this is how he speaks to her when he's live. Remember that. So this is the best version of himself that he puts to the internet. So you can imagine what it's like when the cameras aren't there. And also, I feel like I'm being mean here, but then, you know, this guy kind of deserves it. Jack wouldn't be famous if he was by himself. Like, the guy isn't talented or good at particularly anything. He uses people who, you know, have better traits than what he has to kind of put them up and get money off them. Without the other people in his life, without his girlfriend, without the girls, whoever are in his streams, he wouldn't be where he is. He relies on other people to make the thing entertaining. He's just there like the choreographer in the background. So the fact that he says that everyone else is annoying and he's the only one that works is pretty bad.
I've never yelled at you ever. I just yelled because I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. I feel bad. Like, I didn't mean to do it, but you don't understand how stressful it is to be in my position. I have everyone here. How many people are with us on this trip? Like 12? I still have to work. Just because it's vacation doesn't mean it's vacation for me.
Oh, I still have to stream. You don't get it. I've still got to make sure that girls are taking pictures of their naked bodies. I've still got to bump into people in the middle of the street and have my security guard confront them. You don't get it. You couldn't stand a day in my shoes. Now, despite, you know, all of these things that Jack Doherty has done that we've covered, he's never actually been arrested to this point. He has done loads of, like, fake arrests where it's like him getting caught by the police, but they're not real. However, after doing many of these fake arrests, he'd actually manifested a real one as the police finally arrested him. So yeah, recently in the last few days, Jack Doherty has actually been arrested by the proper police, not a prank police. I've got a news article up, so I just get the information word for word. YouTuber and social media influencer Jack Doherty was arrested for possession and other charges in Miami Beach after he was found disrupting traffic to allegedly film social media content, police said. Miami Beach police announced that the 22-year-old was taken into custody early Saturday on multiple charges, including possessing amphetamine, marijuana, along with resisting an officer without violence. The Miami Beach Police Department remains steadfast in its commitment to maintain public safety and order throughout the city regardless of celebrity status. Can't use your influencer card to get out of this one, Jack. The department will continue to take proactive enforcement action against behaviour that endangers residents, visitors or officers, and will hold all individuals accountable under the law. Shockingly, I feel like this is too late. Like, I'm glad it's happened now. But how has this not happened when he crashed the McLaren after being on his phone? Was that not endangering the public? Now, I believe there's going to be a court case around this, but Jack was actually released on bail. I believe the bond was like $3,500, so he just paid it or got somebody to pay it. Obviously that's like pennies to Jack according to how much money he seems to have. They should have made the bond to release him at least $1 million, something that he actually has to think about. Now I have the footage of this actually going down and you can tell it's real, and almost Jack seems a little bit kind of caught off guard by it, obviously.
I'm good. I got him. Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither. Back up. I'm just saying I got him. Back up. Don't worry about it. Back up. Yo, back up. Yo.
Just buddy's food.
Chill. Go to the sidewalk now. Go to the sidewalk now. You want to go with him? You're funny. I want to be fucking funny. Go to the sidewalk now. I want to be funny. Try to get on the street, go on the street. I know who the you think you are, bro. I'm getting out. No, you're not. He was trying after I dude, who the are you, bro? I was trying to walk up the street. Doesn't matter, bro. All you had to do was get in the hour.
Genuinely, I have waited generations for someone to just say that to him. Just someone go, mate, who the Are you? Like, why do you think you're better than everyone? Because somehow you've been rich since the age of like 12, so you have this kind of weird thing in your mind that you think that you're better than everyone because you've never had to struggle, so therefore that means that you're just like a higher being. I can't believe his parents or someone that is close to him has never talked to him like this and be like, mate, you need to chill out. Thank you, Mr. Police Officer. Honestly, would never be me. Like, you could say, I'm just saying, you could say that Jack was caught lacking there. Now, obviously, as Jack does whenever he has controversy, following the same trajectory that we've discussed many times in this video, he decided to make all of this about content after paying his release charge.
Guys, I just got out of jail. You got NBC News out here waiting for me, but I'm free after 24 hours. I'm a free man, baby. Let's go.
I don't know how the people around this guy just don't get exhausted. Like, it's exhausting watching it. Like, this is not cool. Is anyone, like, going, oh my god, free my man, Jack Doherty? Like, gone too soon? No, we're like, please keep him. Now, it will be interesting to see what the results of, you know, this case is with Jack. I mean, it seemed like his possession was very low levels, according to, you know, different media outlets. So, you know, maybe the consequences might not be as severe as everybody is hoping, but it will be interesting to see. And if you also want me to cover this story more, let me know. Drop a like on this video, donuts. Hopefully you have enjoyed my coverage of this. I try to do a more like kind of well-rounded one rather than just, you know, covering the recent story, just to give you the full context to his life. Anyway, if you want to watch a video that is exactly like this one, where we basically talked about the rise and fall of James Corden, it is honestly one of the wildest stories ever. Click this video right here. Genuinely, it is so interesting to figure out like how this man became one of the most loved people and then the most hated. I'll see you over there. Bye bye.
Kirkham, baby.